Hey, so I just wanted to make this video. Like right now, we are getting better with the coronavirus in Canada, and I can see the mindset of people is getting more and more confident and probably a little bit overconfident based on the situation, and especially that it is not over yet. It is getting much, much better, but it is not over yet. And I recall about 3 months ago where it was a complete panic, people buying a lot of stuff in the supermarket. It wasn't possible to find even toilet paper anymore. And people were stacking a lot of food and panicking over buying stuff that we couldn't find stock anymore in here. And I understand that in those situations we start to panic. We don't really make rational decision. We just do what our gut feeling tells us to do. So I just wanted to talk about the mindset, about what drives us to take decision. And I think there are two type of mindset. We have a rational mindset, so the one that is logical. We have the irrational mindset, the one that is more like emotional. And you know what? We actually need both of them. So the irrational one is like the one that make us decide emotionally, and I think actually it is a useful one. Why? Because when we don't have enough data, when we're not able to make a logical choice, we actually have to use our gut feeling. We have to use our irrational mindset to decide. So it is still necessary to be here so that when we are not able to make logical decision, we can still rely on it. And it also worked very well in negotiation, in when we try to convince people to take action. And even most of the time it's a good action, it's a good decision, but they don't want to make that decision. So we use the irrational mindset, the irrational thinking, to appeal to the feeling, to help them influence the decision. So I think this irrational mindset is still very important, but it has, you have to master it. You have to know when you are making an emotional decision. And there's what we call EQ, that is the emotional intelligence. And if you are aware of when you make that emotional decision, that is very important. That is priceless. That's why you need to master, so that you would be able, still, when you are not able to make a logical decision, at least that is emotion based. Okay, it is your gut feeling deciding for you. So that was the first mindset. The second one is the rational one, is the logical one, is the part of the brain that take the time to think, to process the information, to look for data, to do the analysis, and finally, because it makes sense, to decide. And that's the mindset that we need to use when we make most of our important decision. Like, let's say, for example, if you buy a new car, and if you just let your irrational mindset to decide, then you will end up buying a terrible investment, a terrible car that maybe look great, and that make you show off in front of people, but maybe it will not be reliable. It will just a piece of junk for which you will need to spend a lot of money to repair it. So that's probably not a good idea. So that would happen if you just listen to your irrational mind. So you need that logical mindset to help you to process and to decide and to make the right decision, the decision that make sense. So for example, if someone talked to you about a great investment, let's say in real estate, then you have to make your due diligence and check that everything makes sense, that in the end you are making money. It doesn't have to be a nice house, it has to be a house that makes money, if that makes sense to you. So keep in mind that you always have those two mindsets. Both of them are useful, but you need to be aware when you are deciding with which one. Are you making an irrational decision or are you making a rational decision?